Hi guys, Rachel with Spunky Misfit Girl here, and today we are going to make these super simple but very beautiful journals out of a sheet of 12 by 12 paper. There's not much to them. Cute little pockets on the inside. I sewed in a signature of 8.5 by 11s. Cute little pocket on the back. And that is just a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Put a little lace on the spine and reinforced it. Now the first one I made, this one, I didn't reinforce the spine and I regretted that. This is actually inspired by Natasha, and she did not reinforce her spine either. She used eyelets, and that just really didn't work for me. So I added the step of reinforcing the spine and was happier with the end result. These are super cute, great for craft fairs. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we're gonna do is you're gonna want probably double-sided if you want a nice interior end paper. So with your 12 by 12 that you want for your cover, we are going to put this in our scoreboard and we're gonna find the middle, which is gonna probably be right at about 6 if it's a 12 by 12. And we're gonna score 1/8 of an inch on each side. That's gonna be our spine, okay? So I'm going at 7/8, 5 7/8, and 6 1/8, right around that 6-inch mark, okay? And then along both sides, I'm gonna score at 1/2 inch. And that's gonna give my edges a little bit of reinforcement. Okay, so I'm going at 11.5 on this side. And then I'm gonna do that on the top as well. So I'm just turning it and scoring at 1/2 inch. Don't need to do that on the bottom because we're gonna make pockets over there, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and make those folds. I'm gonna come in this way because I want that pretty orange to be my cover. And those spine folds might be a little bit tricky, given that it's kind of a little guy. Okay, I think I might actually open this up and just do this on its own, because first one's no problem, but that second one can be a little bit fussy. Actually, let's come at it from this direction. Maybe that would be a little bit. There we go. Okay. All our folds ready to go. Okay, so we're gonna take this all folded up, fold in our top again too, and then this will give us a sense of the size of our journal, right? Okay, so I have my signature prepped for this. I've just done a set of, I don't know how many are in here, 10 or so, 8.5 by 11 standard pages, and I'm gonna just put them down here to kind of see you know, giving a little air at the top to see where I want my pocket to end, right? So, and I want it to, again, to have a little bit of air down here. So I'm gonna mark right about here. And you can either eyeball that or score it. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and score it just to make it easier on myself, but it would be totally fine to just eyeball it too. Okay, so I'm just gonna put that in my scoreboard where my mark is and score that across as well. And that's gonna give me my fold that's gonna form my pockets. Okay. Okay. And then here, I want to cut these to make that nice angled pocket on the inside, like this guy. So I'm going to actually, so this is even. I'm going to do this from the center of my spine on the bottom here. I'm measuring a 1/2 inch. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm putting that 1/2 inch right in that middle. And I am eyeballing that piece of it. That's okay. And then I'm going to just make a nope. I did this wrong. I want to do it on the bottom. It's okay. Nobody's going to see that anyway. So I'm just measuring a 1/2 inch from the center, but I want to do it down here, not up to the top, because that doesn't help me. Okay, and so then what I'm going to do is just make a mark. Make a line from that mark to the top where the score lines meet. That's what I get for measuring. You're not a measurer, woman. You probably could just really easily eyeball this too, and it would come out very nice. And nobody's gonna see your two pockets right next to each other because they're gonna be on either side of the signature. So it's really not a big deal, but that way it's just a little trick for you to see. If you wanted it that way, you could do it that way. Okay. I also want to make sure I get this nice and tidy along that bottom there. Okay. Pockets. Very, very nice. Now, the corners. Yes, we want to cut our corners. So we are going to ultimately have our pockets like this. And our tops like this. So we want to get rid of this excess. And so all I'm going to do is come in and make these into angled tabs and get rid of those little extra bits in all the places. Corners. And then these guys, I actually think we don't even need this whole this whole guy here. I'm looking at my sample here. I think I cut that whole guy off because it's just unnecessary. So let's do that. Actually, I'm gonna use my cutter for this. It'll be a little bit better. It'll be straighter. But I'm just gonna go up to the score line. And then I'm gonna cut an angle out of the tab. Let's see, it's gonna be too hard to do it on that side, so I'm gonna use my scissors over there. So I'm just gonna cut an angle in here too, so we have tabs. And then I'm gonna try to be as straight as possible. And then cut a little angle here too. Okay, yes, coming together. And then we also want to do just a little triangle out of our top like we did on our bottom. And this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and eyeball it and cut a little angled piece right out of there. Just like that. Okay, so that's our base. Now, this is the time to ink if you want to. I have not been on these just because I want to keep it simple. And this paper is so nice. It really doesn't need it. And it's kind of not the style of this paper either. So I'm not going to ink mine, but this would be the stage to do it if you want to. And then what we're going to do is reinforce our spine before we glue our pockets down so that it will be on the inside here. Okay, so I've got this pretty paper that matches very well. Ooh, I thought it was going to be exactly the right size. I guess it will be once I glue down. No, it's just a wee bit short, but I think that's going to be okay. I think I am going to do it with it like this. So all I'm going to do for this one so you're going to want to cut a piece that's the same height, but then just gives you a good bit. I mean, it's up to you because it is going to show. So you could make it shorter if you wanted, if you don't like that look. And in fact, maybe I will try that. I want to make sure that it doesn't mess up the folds, but let's make it a good bit shorter. I'm gonna give it about yay much. And we'll see how that works. Okay, make it skinnier. So that is about a 1.25 inches. In fact, just about right on to 1.25 inches. And I'm gonna glue that guy in. It's just really without any kind of reinforcement of a spine on here. The other thing you could do that would look nice is fabric on this. I just think you have to have some kind of spine reinforcement. It really didn't feel like a solid journal when I did it without it. And the eyelets, you know, felt like they were gonna be a nice touch, but they really, ultimately, it just felt really flimsy. The signature felt really flimsy and loose. And this felt like not strong and like it was gonna fall apart. Whereas this one that I made where I reinforced the spine feels much more like a solid product that I could sell for 15, 20 bucks. Okay, so there's my spine. I do want to fold it. I'm thinking about whether I can score that, but I think I'm just gonna, you know, it could be good to score it again. It does need to be kind of tacky on its glue first. So maybe we'll do our pockets and things. Now, I think that Natasha glued her pockets down first and put this over the top, but I have been doing it the other way around. I like the pockets over the top. You can choose how you like it. So let's just, let's go ahead. We'll glue down our side tabs first to give that spine some time to dry. Where has my glue rag gone? I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Craft desk, where are you hiding? My glue rag. It's okay. Do I need it? Do I have? I do have a little bit of glue seeping out over here. These take a little bit of just smoothing, because they don't want to stay down if you don't give them a nice little bit of love, little bit of rubbing. Okay, and then I'm going to do my tops. Come on. I just don't want to get these like super overly gluey and have it come out everywhere. So I'm trying to make them live with just one good line of glue. Takes a second for that Fabri-Tac to get in there. My fingers are dirty too, so I'm probably getting blinky spots on the top there, but I don't think anyone will notice. Okay, and then we can do our pockets as well, and we're just gonna do those along the edge so that they're these nice kind of file folder style tuck-in pockets. Oh, somehow the rag gets tossed out off my desk. I found it though. So let's do this side too. And then we'll finish off our spine and put our signature in. Nice. Really pretty. Really pretty. Ooh. Interior beautiful. Okay, so let's now get our, I'm just trying to see where my line is for my spine and get that guy nice and creased with my new reinforced spine on there. And then on the other side, and that's gonna be a little bit of a fiddle, but it'll go. It wants to go because it's been scored there already, so we can just kind of maneuver that guy like that. There. And then we have our little book. Cover already. This paper is really pretty. And I'm glad I'm getting this fun way to use it. Now with this shorter spine like this, I would recommend really gluing it good. Because you can see I had kind of my edges are coming up a little bit. That's okay, it's not a huge deal. But if you want them to lay flat, good idea to really glue that guy in there. Now my papers, my signature is a little bit big width-wise, so I'm gonna just trim that sucker down before I sew it in. Yeah, looking good now. Perfect. Okay, so for sewing, we're going to clamp on the top over here and on our bottom over here. And we're going to give this guy a punch in the middle and a punch about a ½ inch from the bottom and a punch about a ½ inch from the top. And thread we will do about 3 times our height. And using my bookbinding needle, I'm going starting in the middle hole, inside to outside, coming back in through the top, and then going out through the bottom and back in through the middle. And for those of you who are new, this is a pamphlet stitch. It's very easy, very useful for bookmaking. I'm putting my 2 ends around my middle thread and I'm just tying 2 knots. And then I'm gonna trim my excess. And I have a book. I have a journal. Very pretty. And then I have been liking the lace look on the spine. I think it adds, I don't go in for a ton of lace in my journals, but sometimes a little accent on the spine can be good. And I'm gonna also do some kind of, these cards are from this same paper pack. I think I'm gonna do that one. I also have this one, but I think it might be too same. I'm gonna put something around it too, like I did on these, to give it a, that white actually looks quite nice. And it's generally very hard for me to use white. I have this embossed one. That could be fun. Let's see what else I have. I don't know about that lace. I think I want, I don't know if I have anything left that's wide enough. I have this chiffon ribbon. I don't know that that looks as good though, because it's too thin. Maybe this one again. The other thing that this does is gives you a chance to cover up your sewing if you don't like what it looks like. I think that's a little too Christmassy feeling. Maybe this guy. I think that's nice. Yeah, let's put this guy on there and then we'll be able to see what I want to do for the cover more clearly, and I think I might use that. I'm just gonna cut it twice here. Okay. Lace is hard to get straight. Yeah, I really didn't do that straight, did I? That part. I did okay at first, but holy crikeys. Second part. There. That's fine. Put this guy on here. It's actually probably still a little bit long. Let's get him on there. Just gonna put a little bit of glue kind of. This is a very wide lace. So it always ends up being bigger than I think it's gonna be, but I might wanna put a little bit more to the back than the front. I like that, that's nice. Right about there, that's good. Yeah, I think it's still a little bit more in the back though. So I'm gonna put a little bit of extra glue a little farther here so that we get that edge down, and then also in the back. Okay, so that's pretty. And then let me see. Let me see if I can find my white. It is time. It's past time, actually, for me to go through my bag. I have one big drawer. It's drawer 3 on my big cabinet that has all my paper, my big 12 by 12 papers in it, and I need to sort through it again. Okay, here we go. Yes, this is good because we have scraps for these guys that we can use for this. Maybe. Ooh, it's gonna have to go sideways, but maybe that will be okay. We've also got the diamond one, which is, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. What else do I have? I also have this paper, but I thought that was gonna probably be too busy. Yeah. I need something clean, but I kind of am feeling like maybe something a little more beige would be better with this. The white's a little hard. What do we think of that instead of the white? I think I'm liking it. think we'll do it. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this on top of that. The last two videos have been such a struggle. I'm fighting with myself right now to not feel bad. To remind myself that we're here to play and have a good time and not get things perfect, and that it's valuable to see mistakes. Oh, I like that. Right? And to be helped to deal with mistakes. I think I might ink just around the edges of just this one, just because I think it will help it pop a little more, which I like the idea of. Yes, yes. I think that's good. This is gonna be a nice little set. I actually don't think I'm gonna put the first one that I made into my shop because it just feels too loose to me. So it'll just be these two. But I'm happy with that. Your spine needs a little bit of love to make it move, but pockets, signature, looking beautiful. I love it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.